same time, and I'll get the comments for both. So there we
Awesome.
go. We'll see what's happening. Good evening, everyone, and good evening, Mike.
Hey, Gareth, thanks for having me.
That's all right. So, what is it? 38 years ago today, Back to the Future 2 was released in America and Canada. Where were you?
Yeah, incredible milestone for the movie, and I think a movie that ages just as well as old as it is, really.
Yeah, everyone still loves it even today.
Yeah, it's it's incredible because even when I went to like Comic-Con and met Bob Gale, for example, like even he was saying, "Oh, it's incredible that every year someone comes up to him and be like, oh, I've introduced my kid, or their grandkids have introduced their cousins, nephews, nieces, stuff like that."
Yeah,
And I think it's just an incredible. I think it's just a testament to the movie itself. Not many movies can do that, really.
no, because I was thinking earlier, if Michael J. Fox hadn't got ill, would they have done a legacy sequel? I know that everyone keeps Zemeckis and Bob Gale saying no sequel or remake while they're still alive with the rights, but would the call of money change their mind?
I kind of think possibly.
Hmm.
Now, that's always going to be the interesting question, right? I'm sure we've all got different theories.
Yeah.
But I think you make a good point. I think if Michael J. Fox didn't have Parkinson's, of course, Christopher Lloyd always said he would always do a fourth movie if Michael J. Fox was on board. If not,
Yeah.
he's a no-go. And I think at that point, Michael J. Fox's later movies weren't getting as recognized and just relegated movies, which some of them are actually really good movies. So I think later on down the line, maybe Michael J. Fox career could have took off with another project. If it didn't, he might have thought, Back to the Future 4, easy money.
Yes.
Really. It would have been interesting though. I would always love. I know on YouTube, I think someone actually pitched a Back to the Future 4 idea. Actually,
yeah, I've seen a couple of those. Well, I saw them mentioned. I didn't go into them because of time, but yeah, I saw people
right.
have got ideas. They could see where it went, but
Yeah,
I guess
interesting thought though.
Yeah, the cartoon, I guess, took it off in weird directions. So why not a fourth film?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, the musical. Yeah, you haven't seen the musical, right?
No, I haven't.
No.
I missed on that.
The musical's awesome. It, of course, tells the same story, but just slight differentiations and different scenes, of course.
Okay, yeah,
That's probably the closest you'll get, I think. But
nice, because yeah, like we were saying before you came on, it's just gone to Broadway because that's how big it's gotten now.
Right, and I know that there's expansion plans for so this is kind of a secret, so I can't say too much. But I've heard rumors and back talk in a way it's going to expand to another 6 countries.
Bloody hell.
So have things going to be big? Just a little bit.
Because do they have a real car on stage, or is it just like a?
They actually have a kind of micro-scaled one. So the fun fact is, I actually signed a non-disclosure to this, so I can't, I can't share too much.
Yeah. As much as you can.
But as much as I can, of course. Yeah. So I know. So I've got a friend called Pete. So shout out to Pete if he's watching. And his cousins made the DeLorean for the musical. And the way they've made it is it's kind of like the real DeLorean. I'm sure you've probably seen one in person at some point.
Yeah.
It's kind of a little bit smaller than that, so 2 people could still fit in, of course. But it's not as big, and of course not drivable.
What?
I know, Mr. Trick.
Yeah.
But get rid of MOT and tax and stuff if they do that. So that's good. But yeah, so it's very unique. Very unique how they've done it.
Okay. Yeah. Is it still in the UK?
Yeah. I think in London extended its run till, I'd like to say February next year. I might be wrong.
Okay. Maybe I'll get a chance to see it eventually. Right.
I would love to hear your experience if you do.
So, before I start, Here we go. Pinker's craft beer I'm drinking. West Coastal IPA. What have you got? So cheers.
I've got the I've got the finest of council waters.
Nice fluoride. But yeah, this is a place just down the road from me, I found out. So I'm trying out all their beers. They do about 6 or 7. And
Oh, nice.
we'll see how they go. So
nice.
Tasty already.
I've never seen that can before.
No, it's I guess it's a small company, custom made. This one's got a seagull on it. There's one with a donkey on. I'll have another night, and all sorts of flavors. So
awesome.
There's the promotion. Right, Jeff's here.
Hey,
101 Bronson. Good evening. Sinjin.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. Nice Fright Night logo.
Yeah,
Bob McCall's here. Good evening, Bob. Oh,
hey,
TV's gone off already. Right.
It's celebrating an anniversary by going to bed.
Well, why not? It's a 2-hour film. I never realized it's almost 2 hours.
Right.
It flies by every time.
Drew.
Hey, Drew. Good evening. Oh, you like my new background? Thank you. Yeah, thank you. So, originals. Some of it's original stuff. I printed off the vampires thing. That's a lenticular, but without moving the camera, it's not going to have the effect. So.
Oh, nice.
That's an original Scream promotion. That's all it is just that. Folds out into a bit of a story, I forgot. And then that's an original Superman 3 from Me magazine in July 23rd, 1983.
Wow.
And then that's a old picture of Indiana Jones. I can't. It is from the 80s, but there we go.
Oh, that's sweet.
Good evening, Bob. Good evening, Jeff. Good evening, Pete. Yes, VT. Yes, to Jay. Because I'll be on Jay's channel tomorrow night. Loving the posters. Thank you.
Oh, awesome.
What's it? 9 o'clock tomorrow.
How you doing?
So hello, Jay. All right. Back to the Future is one of the all-time greats for sure. No matter how many times you watch it, it always feels fresh and never gets boring. That is true.
Yeah, you always pick up on some unique detail every time you see it.
Yeah, there is. I watched it the other night and I still found things after the 100th viewing. Trying to think, because, well, what are we saying? This is the 38th anniversary. So I must have seen it at least 30 times.
Not bad at all.
Because, because I saw it in the cinema when it came out. I can't remember.
You're not that old, Gareth.
So let's have a look. Released in let's see who got it before us. Greece, Australia, Italy, West Germany, Italy, Taiwan, France, Italy. Do you know when it came out in the UK?
I think it was in December, if I'm not mistaken.
December 4th.
Right.
It had a London premiere on the 3rd, 1985. Bloody hell.
So with the premiere, just on my video today, actually, in the collections video, I've got like the program from that premiere. I've got like the Empire car park ticket from that premiere, and a ticket you got given to get like in attendance as well. So I knew I would have the exact date, but I don't have that stuff with. Actually, no, I've got the program with me. Actually, but that's about it.
Yeah. I think the only London premiere I attended was The Age of Innocence back in 91 or something.
Oh wow. Well, that's awesome.
Got a tux and everything. Unfortunately, Martin Scorsese wasn't there. None of the main cast was there, but it was still Prince Charles was there, I think. But nice.
Wow.
But yeah, I went to see Winona Ryder, but she didn't turn up.
That would have been great.
It would have, but I did have to walk the red carpet past all the photographers and other celebs, but
it was
a weird experience.
And did you get your photo taken? And did you go on any websites or anything? Or
websites in 1991?
Hey, so I might have uploaded archive photos by now. You never know.
I have never looked, but I will have to do that later. But yes. Jay, thanks to Bronson, who has his Batman voiceovers. Yeah, he did about 5 or 6 parts in that. I will sing along if Mike will. He knows it by heart now.
I can, but I'm not a good singer.
Well, that's not important.
Gareth's got a voice of an angel, not me.
I have. Put Jeff on, he'll sing it. Yeah, he did lots of Irish voices. So I think if Michael didn't have a PD, he would definitely have made a full by now. Yes, there you go.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think he would have. They would have done something. I think there might have been. I guess there's probably been offers of the Ogle reboot at some point, but
wouldn't be surprised.
It would work if they did it properly. But
yeah, I mean, to be honest, they could still do it now, even with
Well, yeah.
Parkinson's. You know, like they could kind of modify the DeLorean to an extent, have like a little screen in the middle. Michael J. Fox could still be on that screen, maybe given some kind of instructions of sorts.
Yeah, I guess. Well, do you think he would have played Doc if eventually, if they'd done a remake or something, if he was fine?
I still think he could do a Marty, you know?
Well,
like so because we know from 2015 that him and Jennifer have kids, you know. So
yeah, I guess it's. Oh yeah,
could do something
after that.
Could do something in that timeline, I guess. Even, you know, like acknowledge he's got Parkinson's. That's why he's not physically there.
Yeah,
the screen, and have someone play his younger son, maybe.
Yeah, that's an idea. Oh, hang on, let's play this if you're ready.
Yeah, of course. Let me know.
I'll see where the tape is at. I think it's just play.
Okay, when it starts, I'll press play on my end.
See, there's a few logos before it starts. So I'm playing the original 1988 release, CIC Stripey label. Yeah, I guess it took 3 years to come to retail. 112 minutes. Now, you did your collection. Did I miss this in your collection?
I don't have a sealed one of those.
Well, I got rid of the contest just in case it went funny. So I kept the box. But yeah, as much as I guess there's nothing apart from they got their backs to us. But yeah,
it's still cool. I definitely want to get one for the collection, cool. If it's just the box, as you mentioned.
I got the Jaws one as well, but yeah, I thought it was a limited edition, but what is it? B&M are still selling it, so
yeah. Did you ever try the Jaws one?
Neither were tasty. Even my son wouldn't eat them.
The Jaws one was kind of just like cheap cardboard, really.
Was that the cereal or the box that you're describing?
Both.
So here we go, the clocks. Now, who's that? There's one clock with Harold Lloyd hanging off a clock face. There he is on the dials, which is a real clock from the old days for the film he made, but it also sets up the ending.
Right. And I didn't notice that at first. It's as you mentioned, you know, I'm kind of wondering.
Well, I only noticed it. I'm a fan of I was a fan of Harold Lloyd, but I don't know why Doc Brown keeps the newspaper articles of his mansion being destroyed and estates being sold off, because I guess it's for the story. But
an interesting fact, that scene right there we're seeing here, though, the pictures in the background, we'll see those in 55 very shortly.
Yeah,
of the people, the idolizers. I guess
think there's one extra in the 55, but I don't know why. But yeah, because in 85, Doc is living in the garage of his property, of his mansion, and then in 55, we see inside the mansion before he burned it down, of course.
I love how he lives in his mansion, his garage, when he's got a huge mansion. Well, that's bizarre.
Yeah, hang on, I'll be back in a second. Something's happened.
No worries. Good. Yeah, for anyone who's watching live right now, let me know in the comments how many times you guys have seen this movie. I'm sure you've probably seen this hundreds of times, like me and Gareth have. Okay.
Sorry about that.
Oh, you're all good.
Straight at the dog food scene. Ugh.
Yeah.
Always grosses me out.
Right. I was just asking everyone in the comments how many times they've seen this movie.
Oh, yes, I see. Hundreds.
Nice.
Right. Let's get back to that. With the de-aging approving, with Michael's permission. Yeah, I guess he could sign off his likeness.
Good.
Now, this isn't Michael J. Fox's legs in the scene. It's only...
Oh, wow, okay.
Until you see his face, it's not him, apparently. It's a stand-in. Because he was so busy doing
Oh.
other stuff. Because it was, 5 weeks of filming with Eric Stoltz.
Mm.
Then... Then they kicked him out because he was... well, he wasn't very nice. And he was in character all the time. And he wasn't getting the comedy they were going for. So...
Right.
They wanted Michael J. Fox originally, but he was in Family Ties and couldn't get out of it. So then he became available, but then he was doing both, wasn't he? It was like
he did crazy shoots,
nights, swapping over 5 hours sleep in the back of a car.
If that,
So,
if that, yeah.
I guess he was young.
True. True.
But yeah.
Now, I did notice something at one point. Is in this scene here.
Yeah.
Where he's starting to get up. Now, before it cuts off and I think like all the time is starting to go off. If you pause that scene there where he's got his glasses there.
Yeah.
You can actually see someone in the background with like the light. You have to like really zoom in on it.
Yeah, I got it on here. I can see it on the screen next to me. Yeah.
And I didn't know
there's
that
a few reflective surfaces people in this. There's when he's on the Jeep later on the back of the Jeep. So I do have the soundtrack as well. Well, the single "Power of Love."
Yes, I've got that one as well.
Yeah,
very good.
And then I got the re-release VHS.
Oh, nice.
Pretty much the same, but we'll see. And then I think the DVD box set, the trilogy.
That was my first ever set of the movies.
And then I got you got this one sealed, haven't you?
Yes.
Nice.
Mine has like the bonus as well.
Oh, the bonus disc as well with
I
remember the kid. Who was it? He was an actor at the time who introduced that. And then this one, I don't know. This one of the.
So when I first got that copy of DVD trilogy you showed before the black cover. I know when I really got into this movie, I bought like every copy of the Back to the Future DVD. That one, I bought that one. I got that one first. My mum actually bought that one first, nice. So a big shout out to my mum, Sandra. So when I was collecting each one, I had that one. I had that blue case one you just showed as well, the trilogy.
Yeah.
And like every time it just really releases, it's like purchase.
Every few years. So there's this one as well.
That's the one.
Yeah, that's the one.
I like that one.
I picked this up recently. It's still sealed, which is nice.
But what I'm going to do, Gareth, is when I go out to shops nowadays, I'm going to have a look at every Back to the Future kind of release has been, and if there's something you don't have, I'm going to get you it. I'm going to send you it.
Thank you. If I get an egg, I'll let you have it too.
Thank you. But I had like loads of different copies, and then when I was kind of like in teenage years, like going into like early kind of adult years, I was like, why have I got so many copies of this movie? So I got rid of them all, and now I'm like, well, why did I get rid of them all?
Yeah. So the guy driving the Jeep was the stunt coordinator.
Yeah.
It's just there's a spray paint on the front of the school that says Lorraine for Calvin. If you pause it, zoom in and enhance, apparently.
Wow, okay.
It's on one of the front-facing walls. It's very weird how slacker. So what is it? Yeah.
Calvin, wow.
55 to 85 is 30 years, and now we're 38 years past this, so we're longer between this coming out than it was going back to the past.
Yeah. I've actually just noticed that, by the way, with that spray paint at the rain.
It's one of those things. And apparently on the Jeep, you can see reflections of the crew. Hey,
man, how's it going?
Hey, Dave. Yeah, where are you? Hello. Oh, Mike's here. Hi, Mike.
Hey.
But what's a VHS? Ooh. He's like he's on your
Get out of here.
Oh yeah, Mike. Jeff's up. Dave is up to something, so he'll let us know what we need to vote for. Yes, Claudia Wells is original and best Jennifer. Yeah, shame her mum got ill.
I think also with that though, Bob. When I was at Southampton Comic Con last year, Claudia Wells was there, and she got asked why did he never come back for 2 and 3 and stuff. And I think at the time, that was of course a case of her mum being ill, And I think she also got offered a pilot as well for a
Ah,
TV show.
that does sound familiar.
I think
So
she.
here's Huey Lewis,
Mm.
and then the guy Michael's jamming with is the one that taught him all the various guitar moves for later in the movie when he's doing Van Halen and AC/DC,
Oh,
and
wow.
so he taught him how to, because Michael could play, but he just needed to train him on the heavy styles and different styles. And Huey Lewis wanted to be uncredited and unrecognizable, so they put glasses on him, Superman style.
I still don't know why he was uncredited, to be honest.
Well, he wanted it that way. I guess he didn't want people make a fuss that he's in it when he's not.
Right. Although he's all over the soundtrack.
Yeah, 2 songs.
Pretty much.
Apparently, they did the first song and Zemeckis didn't like it, so he got told him to do another one. And then, of course, it's awesome. And then the green car behind them, as they're walking now, it says "For Mary" on it, and that's for a member of the crew. I don't know. I forget which one.
Yes. I can't remember which one either.
Yeah.
I guess you could also say for Mary Steenburgen, who's going to be in number 3 as well.
Yes. You can put it together.
Unfortunately, that lady there, the clock tower lady's dead now. Elsa Raven died last year, I think.
But yeah, when it shows the clock tower, there's no damage.
Yes.
Apart from the lightning, of course.
Mm.
And then, yeah, I missed it when he comes in round the corner to go into the clock tower area. Michael J. Fox gets hit by a branch of the tree that eventually is the one that breaks and falls on the wire in 555. They thought a lot about this.
I love how the time there behind them is 10:04 as well.
Yeah. Because it was the Department of Social Services says on there, but it's a
Services,
library back in 55, isn't it?
Right.
But yeah, because when Eric Stoltz was originally cast, he's a lot taller than Michael J. Fox. So was Claudia. Not Claudia. Jennifer. So then once Michael J. Fox was in, they have to recast Jennifer as well. So that's when Claudia Wells came into it.
Yeah, I can't remember the person who was originally Jennifer. I think it begins with M. I might be wrong.
No, I can't remember. Someone said.
Yeah.
But while I remember where it ends, and they go to the future, and Jennifer goes with them. They said that was just a joke, because if they'd planned it as a sequel, she wouldn't have been in the ride. That's why they had to knock her out straight away in the Back to the Future too, because she couldn't go to the future.
Right.
I mean, what we'll see at the end of my VHS.
I love the movies that's playing on the cinema behind them as well.
Yeah, what is it?
Like orgy American style.
Yeah, that's it. Was it George Buckflower, who is the tramp that's sleeping on the bench when he comes back from the past? He is an ex-porn star who was in that film.
Wow. Okay.
There's also a theory that he is Red, the mayor back in the 50s,
Thomas.
fallen on hard times since he's no longer mayor. But that's because Michael J. Fox ad-libbed calling him Red when he sees him when he comes back. But it's not official, apparently.
No, that would be interesting, no?
Yeah.
Might be in a Bob Gill interview somewhere.
Yeah, everyone's seen this countless times. There you go. Oh, see, Bob watches it at least twice a year. There you go. Can't go wrong with it.
No.
One of my favorites. I'll go on rampage if they remake or ruin it.
Yeah, I hope not, but I won't be surprised the day when the directors go, Universal's like, go, money,
let's go.
Yeah.
That's my money.
Hopefully not.
Yeah, and there's Crispin Glover, because people say he was hard to work with, but he wasn't. Well, he was doing his own thing a lot, and the director had to tell him off a lot to calm down and be less. But
yeah,
one of the reasons he didn't come back for the second, apparently, is because he didn't like the way his character turned out in the new version of 1985, where he's a rich jerk, basically.
Right. And he wanted more money as well.
Yeah, allegedly.
And they were like, nope.
Well, yeah, I guess. But I don't know if he would have had a much bigger part.
Yeah. So from what I've heard in rumors, is the second movie was also going to be about him.
Yeah.
I don't know
That
which
makes sense.
direction though. I don't know like that kind of story part, but I know it was going to be about him.
Hmm.
But because he didn't come back, they used his likeness. He
Yes,
then sued against them, won like $1 million at the time, which was huge in the
it
80s.
was huge, but then yes.
So probably would have cost them more in the lawsuit than actually keeping them for the second movie.
Yeah, exactly. Because this had a budget of $19 million, which is $55 million now.
Wow.
Yeah, they
But
made this.
you know, it's still crazy though, because even if you took that budget now, and that was like for this movie, like it's incredible what they achieved with that.
Yes. And so the gross worldwide was 383 million. So they got their investment back.
I think it was number one for like 12 weeks, maybe even more. I might be
It
wrong.
was, yeah, about 3 months. It was number one in the box office.
Mm.
And it was, yeah, because it made 11 million on its opening weekend. So I made half its budget back just in the start.
Right. It was huge. So, fun fact, I don't know if you know
Oh,
about this, but
go on.
this breakfast scene where like George is eating the peanut brittle,
Hmm.
I was actually part of a deleted scene. Where Girl Scouts come to his door to
Yeah.
buy the sell the peanut brittle, and he's like, "Oh, how much for one box?" And they make him feel bad. He buys like 12 boxes of it.
Yeah, because the dad's with her and he bullies him, isn't it?
Right, right.
I see. So yeah, Marty's drinking Diet Pepsi, and Diet Pepsi is in all the scenes here
Mm,
because
it is.
Pepsi had a promotional
Even
agreement.
even in the next scene, I believe, when he wakes up and he's asleep on the bed,
Yeah, he's got a can of Pepsi,
I
isn't
think
he?
he's got it next to his. Yeah. The sister's dead now though. That Wendy
Unfortunately, yeah.
Joe Spencer, I think her name. I might be wrong.
Yeah, she was in Bachelor Party and other stuff, so I
Mm,
think she was older than a teenager. I think she's supposed to be a teenager here. Is she early 20s?
think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Because, yeah, they're drinking Diet Pepsi 1 calorie. Now, I don't think we had that back then in the UK anyway.
I don't think we did actually.
I don't remember. It's been a long time. It's so good. Yeah.
That was a good one.
St. John lost count of how many times. I could say the whole script along with them. Yeah, it is one of those films, isn't it?
It is. It is.
I keep forgetting how much of an alcoholic his mum is in this, and she's having repressed memories or something about how girls react, and that's how she was, and there's all sorts of backstories that are hinted
Drown
at.
the sorrows.
Pretty much, yeah. Living with Grandpa hitting with a car. Speaking of the hitting with a car, how many does he keep hitting George with the car in the original version, or is it different kids that fall in the road and he just keeps hitting them?
I don't know. It just says like another one's gone in the road.
I guess
I don't know. I think he needs to take his driving test again. I don't know.
there you go. So you don't have to vote for Dave, but there's 4 others who are Ocean Flick Films is horror YouTuber of the month for August for July. So then there's 4 people to vote for. Dave and Vass are 2 of them. Oh, Jeff will join you on the rampage if they remake this. Oh, good news! He saw Indiana Jones 5 over the weekend, and he got
Awesome.
Blu-ray from Blood. Well, Best Buys are.
Awesome. Hope you
Only
enjoyed it,
lasted
Drew.
about 12 months in this country, and then it disappeared.
Mm.
It was a good shop, but I guess big shops aren't what people want anymore. It
No.
will get remade one day. That's the sad thing.
Now, in this scene here, there's a sports poster in the background for Huey Lewis.
Yes. And there's
And
the Diet Pepsi again.
yeah, I also noticed in that scene as well, when Marty was in the bedroom, that there was a couple of those kind of aerobic women posters as well when he goes past the aerobic studio on the way forward as well.
Yeah, because I don't know why he knows all the ladies in the gym.
I don't know.
No, here's one thing. Apparently, not many people spot this where it says Twin Pines Mall now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it's Lone Pine Mall later.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, here we go. So we're 19 minutes in before we even see Doc Brown.
Right.
It was only half decent. Yeah, that's how I've heard. It's a sad shame that Indy 5 went out on a half decent film.
Have you seen it yet, Gareth?
No, I haven't.
No.
Have you?
Yeah, I actually didn't think it was bad, to be honest.
Yeah, it's not bad, isn't it? That's the general agreement.
Mm. It wasn't utterly terrible or one that you
No,
think
it's not, yeah,
I
it's
wouldn't
not
watch that.
unwatchable. Yeah, but yeah, we had 3 of them in the 80s, 80 indie films. Some of these timeless, no pun intended, classics couldn't be touched. Well, luckily it's not owned by Disney.
Right.
Otherwise, we'd have had 10 of them by now. Instead of going back to 1955, they will be going back to 1985. Why? That is true, because that's what It did, isn't it? The original It TV series was in 1990 and then went back to 55, but then the remake went now to 85.
Now, I wouldn't be opposed to them making a Back to the Future cartoon, however.
Yeah.
Based off the trilogy. I know they've kind of done that with the original, but like a new reversion, I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah.
It'd be more likely you get Michael J. Fox that way as well.
Yes. Because, when he's showing off the time thing here, he says, we could go back to see the birth of Christ, the signing of the independence. But what he doesn't realize is he can go back in time, but he ends up in the same spot. So he'd have to drive the car to wherever, Jerusalem or something, in the 0 BC.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
I'm sure that the Romans would have something to say.
I did think the remote control would come back into it later in the film at some point on original watches, but
it doesn't. That's a good point, actually.
Oh, this HD is terrible. Unfortunately, you can see the stunt driver wearing a dog puppet.
Mm-hmm.
Some films weren't designed for this, especially up close.
Nah. Still very unique how they've done that, though.
Yeah,
it's very cool.
Not pretty much 99%.
Right.
Oh, here's trouble. This film has nothing on the Titanic that legend continues, but it's decent, I suppose. Yeah, some people think this is their favorite film, so.
Oh, this is a classic. Titanic. I can't imagine it is.
Yeah, because as cool as the DeLorean is, it was a shed of a car when it came out. People laughed at it back then when it came out that he's using a DeLorean. That's the big joke. He's using a DeLorean, but now it's awesomely cool.
It is, but still a terrible car.
Yeah, that's why later on it stopped starting and stalls and all sorts because they were shit. Now, apparently there's only Industrial Light and Magic did the special effects, but there's only quite minor scenes where there are actually any special effects in this film. And that's just mostly just the flames and the car traveling in time.
Yeah, I think the only one effect that doesn't hold up a little bit is that flame scene right there.
It is, isn't it?
It's on his jeans basically now.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, because it works when they're standing in front of the fire, but seeing their legs in the fire doesn't work.
Right.
Yeah, that is. I guess they could have fixed it in the many releases, but they thought just leave it. People complain.
I'm a bit surprised they haven't fixed it, especially with like 4K releases, because obviously that's going to be more on show than ever,
Yeah.
I don't mind.
Critics can be annoying if you listen to them too much. Yeah, what are critics now? They seem to be. They're always been polar opposites to what the general public wants.
Right.
Hey,
sometimes
Mike.
Critics love movies that's terrible, so.
Mike and Mike. Yeah.
Hey, how you doing?
There's a lot of films I love that critics hated, and vice versa. Oh, sorry. Yeah, the H20 stream was delayed, so yeah, it'll be later in this month, hopefully. Poor Mark was stuck in work. Gareth was washing my hair. It doesn't take long to wash my hair, funny enough. Where's the hoverboards? Oh, see, this is what happens when you get people from the horror community. They don't understand other types of films.
Wrong movie.
This was the second one. I'll be wearing my silver hat.
Right.
In 1985, when Back to the Future came out, another film came along called My Science Project, which I preferred back then, but obviously now Back to the Future is one of the greatest films ever made. I do enjoy My Science Project, but it's not on the same level as this. a quirky
Just
film.
Googling that. I've never heard of it.
And I think it's had a couple of a Blu-ray release at least to give it a shine, but it is
Okay.
yeah, it's like a young kid finds a teleport device, and then he pretends it's his science project for school, and then of course it goes wrong, and then it brings turns the school into like a time pockets, and you got Vietnam, and you got dinosaurs, you got Mongol army, and it's fun, but yeah.
Would you say it's worth a watch?
Yeah, definitely worth a watch. Probably get some fun out of it, but not worth spending a lot of money on.
Thanks, St. John, for that. Never heard of it.
It's a good pick. Yeah, I can't believe Christopher Lloyd is still alive and kicking ass. Anyone that's seen Nobody, he's a badass.
Right. He's in also. I mean, he's recently just been in Star Wars.
Yes, of course.
Mandalorian as well. And I think they're making a Nobody 2. I think.
Yeah.
So I can imagine he's going to be in that.
Yeah, he's got to be in that, hasn't he? What do you make of his old age makeup in this? Because he's supposed to be in his 50s here, isn't he?
Right. I don't think it's too bad, to be honest.
It's not too bad. I think it's patches on the neck, I guess.
Yeah.
The back of his neck looks smooth, and then they wrinkled the front.
Right.
But
right.
Because before I saw Back to the Future, I was watching Taxi, which he's in. Of course, he's a weirdo with short black hair, I think, in that.
Right.
So I went, hey, it's the guy from Taxi.
That's fair. But yeah, you're right. Yeah, the makeup, I think, again, as these releases have gotten on and Blu-rays and stuff like that, you can notice it a bit more. But I think overall, it's not too bad. He looks older, at least when they go back, at least he actually looks younger.
Yeah. Oh, so yeah, the flux capacitor. So apparently, if you look at the drawing he holds up in 55, it says flux compressor.
Okay.
But allegedly, I never noticed after. I have to keep an eye out.
Yeah, I'm going to have a close look when that comes up.
Yeah. Crazy idea about breeding pines. And apparently when he's back in the 50s watching the footage he films now, it's all different. It's not. People don't understand. He's not filming bits that he sees. He's filming talking in the 50 when he plays it back, and all sorts of other stuff. There's extra bits, but the film's too good for that to spoil it.
Right.
Yeah. Don't jinx it. Yeah, don't jinx Christopher Lloyd. Yeah. Oh, she was in Fast Times, was she?
Okay.
Oh, the series. Okay. Ah, thank you, Bob. Is it true when Michael was making the movie, he was only getting 4 or 5 hours sleep?
Yeah. If you want to know more about that, he did a memoir called Lucky Man, which definitely a great read.
Yeah.
Recently just did Still, Michael J. Fox movie on Apple TV as well.
Ah, yes.
That kind of explains a little bit about that as well, Sinjin.
Now, there's a bit of a Marvel steal here, because the little red plutonium is the same capsule as the Pym particles in Ant-Man.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Apparently, they copied it as a homage. I don't know.
I wouldn't be surprised.
That's time travel and stuff.
If it's anything time travel, they always reference this movie.
Yeah. And like you say about,
like Avengers recently, of course, Endgame, The Flash even referenced this movie.
The tattoo and everything.
Yeah. Oh, did you see The Flash?
Yeah, I quite enjoyed it. I know it's not perfect, but I was enjoying it while it was on.
Yeah, it was an enjoyable movie.
Yeah.
I love the Eric Stoltz title. That was great. But I still don't really understand, however, though, because the Flash made his timeline. I don't know how that changes Back to the Future. Hey-oh.
That's going to make your brain hurt.
Right.
So, yeah, there's a delete scene because he puts his luggage in the car first. And then there's a delete scene when Doc Brown is going through his suitcase in 55, and he finds the hairdryer that he uses because they didn't have hairdryers in the 50s. So he uses that for his Darth Vader impression, and he also Doc Brown finds a 1980s Playboy.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So here's the scene gets cut a lot.
Mm-hmm.
The mention of the Libyans and terrorists. So after 9/11, they cut out a lot of this.
Yeah.
And he mentions the terrorists and stuff.
What I will say, not too much of a spoiler, but in the musical in London and of course probably on Broadway, they changed the way that he dies. You can imagine.
PC gone mad.
A little bit, but it's still quite good how they've done it though.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. It's not really one that affects the story at all, isn't it?
No, not really.
I'm guessing in the letter Marty writes in 55, he says he gets shot in the chest. Because
must do.
Otherwise, you wouldn't. So you get shot by people.
Yeah, it never explains that because he'd always just write he gets shot, right?
Yeah,
so,
but maybe I guess.
So surprised in this when he goes back to this point, Doc's not wearing like a helmet as well, thinking, "Oh, what if they shoot me in the head?"
Or just shoots the guy with the gun he's got in his hand.
Right.
Who is this? Yo, Daniel Berry Sports.
Hey, Daniel, how you doing?
Old George Butflower used to pop up a lot in John Carpenter movies. Yeah, he's in They Live as a bum again, and but gets rich.
Oh wow! Okay.
I'm trying to think. He's in something else. He's in a few of them. Yeah, he is a very prolific actor. I think Eric Stoltz would have been okay in the role, but I actually believe he is a better actor than Michael, more versatile. But I don't think Michael could have played Rocky Dennis. Yes, but yeah, for the tone of this film, he wasn't right. I can see that from the stuff they show. But he is in was it 2 scenes or 1 scene? 1 scene, definitely in this.
I think he still is. Yeah.
Yeah, you see the side of his head when Biff.
I think Eric is a good actor. Yeah, no doubt about it. But only thing I'll say, Bob, I don't know if you've seen some of Michael J. Fox's like later work, but definitely one I'd recommend is Casualties of War.
Yeah, Casualties of War is one everyone recommends to see.
Rough movie.
Not Marty McFly in that.
Right, rough movie, but definitely a different side of his performance. You'll see.
Yeah, that's it. Crispin Glover wanted the same money as Michael, but they refused to point him. Like, yeah, he is. I can understand that.
Yeah,
he's not the draw. Because this was made in I think early '85, and then when Eric Stoltz was making this, Michael J. Fox was only a few streets down making Teen Wolf.
Yeah,
and he was complaining he's in this shit while Spielberg's making this film over on the Universal lot. Look at screaming. Nope. Yes, Family Ties had to come first. He was under contract, and he was like, it was a very popular TV show back then.
I mean, he was to an extent, so I understand.
Good evening, Anthony. How are you? I'm all right. Hope you're
how you doing
too. Great to think that others, Jeff Goldblum, there's a long list. Dudley Moore, Ron Silver, Robin Williams, John Cleese, Mandy Patinkin, Gene Hackman, James were all considered to play Doc. Yeah.
Now, I wouldn't have minded to see like a Goldblum or Robin Williams version.
That would be interesting, wouldn't it? Oh, Space Zombies from Pluto. So that was what the producer Sid Sheinberg wanted to call the film.
Yes. Yeah. And
but then
like, nope.
No one thought that was a good idea. So Spielberg wrote him a note saying, "That's a very funny joke you said. We're all laughing about that." So that was the laugh they heard about it.
That was great.
Yeah. And then that was the end of it.
That's that comment from D. Same goes for Marty as well. You know, like Ben Stiller was considered,
Ralph
Macchio, Johnny Depp. This goes on.
Johnny Depp was considered. Was it Bob Gale doesn't remember him auditioning? So he couldn't have been any good. He said. Right. Sorry about the barn. I'm behind now. So he's already mutated to human form. Mutated son of a bitch. I love that. But yeah, people have said that he escapes from the barn. It's dark. He drives 5 minutes down the road. It's light. But I think he's just driven a bit further.
That sunrise. That was a quick sunrise, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, sunrise can be quick.
Right. Caught it just in time.
Well, I guess he's not driving that far because he's driving from the mall past his house, or he could have gone around town to the house, but Hey, Jason. if it comes up.
Hey,
There you go.
Jason.
Yeah, are you a fan, Mike?
No, it's crap.
Let me see your arm there a second.
Yeah, getting it removed next week.
You want to be associated with this film?
No.
Evening, Al. Good afternoon or
Hey, Al.
lunchtime or whatever it is. Where are we? Yeah, Jeff Goldblum would have been a very interesting take because.
Right. I think he could have pulled off.
Yeah, I guess this is before The Fly, so. So yeah, Eric Stoltz was in The Fly too, so that's what he did after this.
Haven't seen The Fly 2. Love the first one though.
Yeah, the second one's very different, but it's still a monster. He does. Well, spoilers. He turns into a fly.
Right. Thanks, Gareth.
Okay.
Hey.
Crispin Glover stole it. So yeah, he is a terrific actor, but not easy to direct apparently.
No, that's
There
what I've heard. I mean, I don't know what he's like now to direct though.
No,
maybe he's changed a little bit now, but
yeah,
I
so
like him.
a
Still
Ronald Reagan film.
Actor. Yeah, I was gonna say he was on the poster there, Ronald Reagan. As Marty turned the corner originally there.
Texaco. Yeah, because in I guess all versions of whatever timeline they used the whole square from different angles to make it look like a bigger area. Because they play, Mr. Sandman, which is a dream thing, which is a little bit of, is he dreaming this? Because he was already tired and then woke up and then wakes up in his bed later on.
Well, here's actually an intriguing question. So we just talked before about when he drives into the barn, it's pitch dark, and then as he's drives 5 minutes down the road, it's sunlight. So on the Hill Valley clock tower, there was 8:30 in the morning. Now, so I think it said Hill Valley was like 2 miles, so you walked 2 miles. That's, I don't know, maybe about an hour or so, maybe a little bit less, maybe.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'd be interesting to know what time that was in the barn.
Yeah. Re-elect Mayor Red Thomas. I'm sure he's not racist. Yeah, it's definitely not the same act from that poster. This has got an old man now, so. There we go. Hang on. So yeah, unfortunately, this is a quality film, yes, but unfortunately, Al made me watch the worst horror film ever made the other night. So,
And what was that?
Axum from 1990. It's inaudible. Even I'm not talking about. I feel sick.
Yeah.
Oh, she was a comedian. I want to say.
Oh, that Wendy Jo. Okay.
Ah, yes, that makes sense. What's with the life preserver? Yeah. Fancy a malt. Yeah, you see, it's no Axum or Undefeatable, but it'll do. Yeah, I know which one I'd rather be watching right now. Beep beep beep. Watch beeping. Give me a Pepsi free. You want a Pepsi? Probably got to play. Just give me something without sugar. Well, which is apparently wrong. Apparently, a Pepsi free is caffeine free, not sugar free. But for the joke, they had to use that line.
Right.
Hey, good evening, reading movies. Filmed a detention and smoke alarm scene, which are also in the novelization book, but obviously not used in the final film.
Yeah, so I know in the Back to the Future novel, gonna be honest, I haven't read the full thing, but I remember the beginning part, and the movie actually starts in detention.
Nice. Because I just remember there's another deleted scene where I don't know if it's deleted or not released or something, where Michael J. Fox, when he's in the school, he sees his mum cheating on a test.
Oh, wow.
And then there is a young Billy Zane in his first film appearance. That poor guy that had to wear the 3D glasses, he must have had a headache after this.
Yeah, Casey
Casey
Commerce.
Sinesco, isn't it? Something like that?
Yeah, I never know how to pronounce his surname.
No, not right. I'm guessing.
No, I don't know how true it is, but I know that the skinhead one, I think it's just called skinhead. I think I might be wrong.
Yes, that's it. Skinhead.
JJ Cohen, I've heard. I've heard he's not a great person in real life, but I might be wrong. I've never met him, but that's from just what I've heard.
Yeah, okay, it's a shame. Not in the conventions. But yeah, the great Thomas F. Wilson, who's was he an artist now, isn't he? More than an actor. He does voiceover work a lot.
He does. He's been doing a lot more Comic Cons in the last
Yes.
couple of years.
He's got his own website. Want to check it out? Oh yeah. So yeah, the watch party was actually more fun than the film. With I don't think we could compete with this film on that level. See, if you turn the sound off, Mike could quote the film word for word. He did.
No, I could quote some scenes, but not like exact every word for word. I don't know that much.
Good old Goldie Wilson. Now, this is another thing. Would Goldie Wilson Goldie Wilson was mayor in the original 85, isn't he?
Yeah.
But is it? Yeah, I'm not thinking about time travel too much. Because they're saying he gave him the idea for this, but would he?
So, interesting fact about that one, Al, is again, another quick story is when I went to Southampton Comic Con last July, I think it was, Bob Gill was there, and a fan asked him in a Q&A panel, like, are we ever going to get like an Eric Stoltz version of the movie? And he said no. He said because he said not because he didn't want to, but because like Eric Stoltz is still acting today. He said he didn't do anything wrong. He just wasn't right for the role.
Yeah.
He said he just wouldn't do that to an actor that didn't do anything wrong with the production or anything.
Yeah.
So I think we're only ever going to get little small snippets, I think, if anything.
Yeah, because it was only 5 weeks. So I guess that might be half the film, maybe. Just over.
I think it was. I mean, don't get me wrong. I would love to see that version. I'd also love to see like a deleted scenes version matched in with the film itself.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they haven't done that yet.
Yeah, because I guess there's a lot of scenes Michael J. Fox isn't in.
True.
But he's a peeping Tom.
That's true. But to be fair, with every Back to the Future anniversary release, they always add something new, even if it's the tiniest detail added to sell copies.
Definitely.
And this mug buys them.
What really happened was Crispin was offered less than half the money that the likes of they had. Well, I guess Elizabeth Shue was a bigger name, but she wasn't. Was she in the beginning? I guess the first third she's in, mostly asleep, but of the second film.
Yeah, as you mentioned, Gareth earlier, I think Crispin just wasn't the draw name. Although he's a huge part of the movie, of course, but he wasn't. If anyone thinks of this movie, they think of Marty, Doc, and Biff. I think those are the first three that come to your mind.
That's the top three, isn't it? Because Thomas F. Wilson's doing 2 parts in this, and then multiple parts in all the others. He's making them all different. Oh, there you go. I noticed a nod to CRM114. It goes back to Kubrick. And Levin Bomb. I saw it as a sticker on an device. Yeah, see.
Wow.
Well, thanks, Doc.
Yeah. Hey, Doc, hope you're doing well.
Yeah, because there is a on the back of the DeLorean. Oh, is it the back on the truck that drives the DeLorean? There's a sticker about stop worrying about the bomb or something as well. Because originally it wasn't going to be a time-traveling car, it was going to be a time-traveling fridge. But then they thought kids would lock themselves in fridges and die. And then the ending of the film was going to be on a nuclear test site that Marty has to get blown up to travel back in time. And of course, he's that in Indy 4.
Right. Yeah, Indy 4, they were like, oh, what did not do in Back to the Future? Let's do that.
Yeah. Well, they cut because it wasn't good enough.
Right. I haven't seen the movie, but I've seen that scene.
Oh, okay.
I've just actually bought it recently, actually on the Steelbook. I need to watch it.
Yeah, give it a watch. It's all right. It's just like modern movies. It's ruined by over-the-top CGI.
Right. Yeah, that's what I've heard.
The first third is a lot of the characters are bad as well, but I'll let you decide on that. I'll wait for your review.
Right. Thank you.
Great script, but except for the idea that George and Lorraine have kids that looks exactly like the guy that. Yeah, would you remember someone you met 30 years ago?
I don't think so.
For a week.
However, I think this character himself, Marty, though, is quite distinct not to remember really. You know, especially as it was at high school, he was the one who, like, you know, played the song.
Yeah.
Like, it's you know, they obviously remember the high school dance, the Enchantment Under the Sea.
Yeah.
So I think something like that would be like, you remember that guy who did like that weird song at the prom that time? You know, like I don't know.
But
You
I
know,
don't
I
know.
would
Well, they said
thought
Marty.
maybe.
That's an interesting name. Yeah, they named their third child
Kid.
Marty.
Right, right. So last July, also that little girl, little girl there in that scene.
Oh yeah.
I met her as well.
Ah.
So that was cool. Maya
Oh,
Bruton.
Right. Okay. Because there's Jailbird Joey, who's wearing the black and white stripes of the old prison films.
Right.
And then, yeah, Calvin Klein wasn't a big name back then.
No, it wasn't.
I don't think they were even over here at that point.
No, and then how times changed.
Oh yes, Alan Silvestri. Thought about him.
Great.
His amazing score.
For some reason, it wasn't a big played song in this movie, but it's on the soundtrack. But if you go on like Spotify and stuff, you can't usually tend to find the song.
Okay.
But Eric Clapton did a song for the soundtrack.
I did see something in the titles yesterday.
Yeah.
I thought, hang on, what was that song?
Is it? I don't know if it's called "Heaven's One Step Away," but I know that's a lyric in the song. It's actually pretty good song, like quite chilled song. Actually, it's never on soundtracks. I don't know if it's a licensing thing or what.
Yeah, it's usually a licensing, isn't it? But then again, where is it in the film? Heaven is One Step Away, produced by Phil Collins and written and performed by Eric Clapton. So yeah,
I would like to say it's in a part where I don't know if it's already been or it's in like the background in one scene.
Which what it usually is, isn't it?
So I know like Time Bomb Town was in the scene when Marty was on the bed flat out asleep and he wakes up with the phone call
from Lindsay Buckingham.
I'd have to re-listen now to tell you where the Eric Clapton part was, but it's there.
Yeah.
It's not very present, but it's there.
So yeah, I was looking at. So unfortunately, Silvestri was not nominated for an Oscar for this soundtrack, but Power of Love was.
I'm a bit surprised he wasn't nominated.
Yeah, I know, it's such an iconic theme, and because I think Spielberg did some bit, and then Spielberg said no, it needs to be more, because it was all synth things back then. So Spielberg wanted more classical music and big, which it certainly is.
Right. I mean, even just that overtune's so iconic.
Yes. Like whenever, your old intro or this new one, wherever you had the first few bars, I just wanted to watch the film again.
Right. Right. Great soundtrack.
Right, here we go. Let's see. What was better than this soundtrack? Music. Out of Africa by John Barry. Winner. Agnes of God. No. The Color Purple. Silverado and Witness. Back to the Future. Oh yeah, winner. Original song was White Nights by Lionel Richie. With Back to the Future as a nomination by Huey Lewis and the News. Yeah.
Should have been the one that won.
Yes.
Didn't.
I mean, Hoverboard. Yeah, it's been 8 years. We're the Hoverboards.
There was, if you go on YouTube, I don't know if the company was Lexus. I would like to say it was. I might be wrong. I know they created something that was probably the closest to it.
Yeah, it's like on a magnets, wasn't it? On a rail or something.
Yeah, looked pretty cool, but
yeah, needed a lot of practice. Crispin didn't get along with Bob Gale and still doesn't. Bob Gale is not very pleasant, I believe. Bob didn't ask him didn't ask permission to use the sculptor Crispin Glover in the second film. Crispin still sued. There you go.
He did. I've met Bob Gale twice. Met him twice. Now, both times I've met him, he's been lovely.
Yeah.
But obviously behind the scenes and stuff.
Yeah, I guess
we don't know.
when he's making a film and money and stuff is at stake.
And at the musical, he's going to be great, But yeah, he was nice though. I can't say anything bad about him.
And Sylvester Score's amazing. Yeah, one of my favorites. Yeah, because I had the third film's soundtrack on tape with a ZZ Pop. How spoiled we were in 1985. The year was a true burner for commercial cinema and music. I lived through it, and there's not much left of the T-shirt left. Well, yes, it was a hell of a year.
It's very true. Very true. I think nowadays we do get some films that's memorable, but not as many. I don't.
Well, exactly. Well, what was top 10 of 85 was number 1 Back to the Future, Rambo First Blood Part 2, Rocky 4, Color Purple, Cocoon, Jewel in the Nile, Witness, Goonies, Spies Like Us, Please Come Me 2, Fletch, View to a Kill, European Vacation, Mask, Eric Stoltz still in the charts, Breakfast Club, White Knights, Pale Rider, Pee-wee's Big Adventure, Brewster's Millions, E.T. got re-released and was 21st in the charts, Jagged Edge, St. Elmo's Fire, Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome, Commando, Teen Wolf at 26, 101 Dalmatians, yeah, list goes on.
Oh, I've seen some of those movies. I know, took out of shock.
Commando better be one of them.
I actually watched Commando for the first time. I think it was either early this year or last year. Love that movie though.
That's the correct answer. So yeah, great movies and music. Yes, we'll never have it that good again. Oh, sorry, I missed Pete's. Yeah, we don't get it anymore. So yeah, different genres. Oh, I've never played the video game, the Telltale one.
I did, yes. Michael J. Fox did do a cameo in the game, yeah. Telltale was like a different kind of time. Like I think it was like the older time, if I'm not mistaken, and that story was actually not too bad.
Yeah, I remember people enjoying it. I just never had time to play. Oh yeah.
I'm really shocked that they've never made a Back to the Future video game. Like even now with all the graphics they've got, and they could do like a retelling of this, and you go be Marty or you could be Doc and retell some of it. I'm surprised they've not done that.
Yeah, I forgot to check out what NES games and stuff there was before this. But yeah, yeah, because we're getting a RoboCop first-person shooter later on, so maybe if that does well.
I hope it does. I love RoboCop.
Yeah. Maybe Marty will turn up in Mortal Kombat 12.
You never know. Well, to be fair, the new one's called 1, isn't it? Mortal Kombat 1 or something?
Oh, is it? Oh.
Mortal Kombat 2 probably next, who knows?
Yeah. See, this is another thing. People want to know how they became friends. Now, if I was like 16, 17, I'd want to know a crackpot inventor, which was the thing back then.
I would like to say, I've heard somewhere, I don't know if it was in the book or it was in a backstory somewhere, where Marty, of course, as a teenage, what he was, maybe a little bit younger, I think was just like, kind of like what he is in this movie, kind of adventurous and stuff.
Yeah.
I think he stumbled into Doc's garage and, Doc kind of like saw something in him and like kind of from that day, they just became friends.
Yeah, I guess Doc is an inventor. And Marty thinks all this stuff is cool, so they both have something for each other.
Right.
Here we go. The 1.21 gigawatts or gigawatts. Is it? No, gigawatts. He says, which is an old way of saying it, because apparently the writers met a guy that called it gigawatts. Gigawatts.
Oh wow! Yeah.
I can't remember.
But a prequel could be cool.
Oh, my PC froze. Well, yeah, I still haven't seen the animated series, so I can't remember what adventures they go on. But
same.
But I guess, because of the parody of this, Rick and Morty went on to be quite popular too.
Right. It did. But the animated series, I might do a watch party of that, actually. That could be cool. Like episode by episode watch party. That could be cool.
Yeah, that could work if it's good and you got you don't hate it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes, they would cut out the mother and son incest hints.
I think the thing is that the remake of it today, like that scene that Bob's mentioning, I think it'd be hard to cut that out because it's an integral part of the story.
Yeah, because if
The
she
end,
doesn't fancy him,
she
I
doesn't
guess
go for George, really.
yeah, they'd have to do it. Someone else falls, gets hit by the car. That it doesn't work, does it? No, it only works if she fancies him because of that. What is it? The Florence Nightingale thing she has for him.
Right. Like they still, to be honest, they still have that storyline in the musical.
Okay.
The only thing that's changed is the way that Doc dies. Like that's the main big
Oh
change
yeah.
from it.
Oh, this is the scene coming up. It's a really odd scene. There, right. We just missed it on the screen, but it's coming up on here. They're standing outside the school, and it's just saying how nice the school looks. And they walk from where they are to the door, but in between them are all bikes laid up. And then I've never noticed this. They get stuck in the bikes and have to climb over them.
Oh, right. Okay.
It's just missed it on this one, but yeah. And where is it? Yeah. So the guy that's kicking Crispin Glover and then sticking notes on his back is the ginger guy that tries to steal Lorraine from him at the dance later on. And he pushes him
Oh, it
away.
is, yeah.
I've never noticed that before. I've seen this hundreds of times too. Not paying any attention. What did you make of if you've seen it, the deep fake that has Tom Holland and Robert Downey Jr. in the scene?
Pretty good.
It worked, didn't it?
Probably the best deep fake I've seen.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's got to kind of give people like kind of, ideas being like, oh, Tom Holland could be like his son, or like maybe something like that, which I think he probably could get away with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it could always change the part of the story where him and Jennifer have the kids and might actually meet someone else in the movie.
Oh, yeah.
And then they could that for a sequel. I don't know. It probably wouldn't work as much, but could do it.
Isn't he a dreamboat? One of my favorites is Explorers. Oh, with the young Ethan Hawke and River Phoenix. Yeah. Unfortunately, that's 3 kids. What is it? They make a bubble, a force field bubble in a spaceship with a spaceship inside, and then they float off to space and meet aliens.
Oh wow! Okay, another movie I've not heard of.
I think it was Joe Dante who did Gremlins, who also used the Universal backlot. So that was the year before.
Oh wow! Okay.
Covered in snow. He's got the big box rental of Back to the Future. Oof. Nice. Yes, we are watching the 1988 Stripey release. Holding up so far. I've got a backup, or several backups, in case.
That's awesome.
But yeah, I've got Back
Gareth,
to the Future.
After this stream, send me a photo of every edition you have. Okay, now for ones you don't have, and now I'm going to send them your way.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome.
I watched it on ITV and it lasted an hour because of all the cutscenes. Yeah, it's hard to believe they cut this out. I know there's
ITV even showing the first movie? I don't know if you've noticed this, Gareth. ITV, whenever I used to scroll past on the guide, would always be part 2 or 3, never the first one.
That is true. Whenever I remember watching it, they always put I guess, I don't know, would they be a bigger draw? But now, he's writing stories here because people have said that Crispin Glover's character, his dad, is writing the book, but it doesn't get published until 30 years later.
Right.
So it's either epic or... But others have said he's probably, because they're rich before the books come out.
Right.
In the new future, he's probably been writing a lot of short stories and other stuff.
Well, isn't it the case of in the future that George is Biff's boss? Like, is it? Because in the original 55, Biff's George's boss.
Yes.
No, sorry, original 85, sorry.
Yeah, the original 85, yeah. Biff's
sorry,
boss. Yeah, I guess it never mentions what their job is or anything. Yeah, that's a good point.
I'm assuming he is. That's why he's got money.
Yes, Casual War is one of his favourite De Palmas.
Fantastic movie.
30 Don't believe the stories about Crispin wanting more as the same money, as it's not true. He gets a hard time because of the lies Bob Gale has told. Ooh.
Wow. Okay.
The Fly 2 is worth watching. The last 20 minutes is a gore fest indeed, because it's Chris Wallace did the special effects and directed it, and he did the special effects and stuff like Gremlins and stuff. There's a lot of model work with that.
Wow.
But yeah,
I'll check it out.
It is gory. Crispin's new movie is called Kicking Letterman. How cool would that be? I thought I saw something about that.
Okay, I didn't know that.
No. Not true. He's not hard to draw. Bless him. All right. He's a good... Well, yeah, because for some reason he turns up in the Charlie's Angels film, doesn't he? As the tall, thin man that smokes.
I've never seen it, so...
Oh, okay. Spoilers.
I'm probably not missing out, though.
It's better than the one that was like in the last 5 years.
A newer version, you mean?
Yeah, there was a new Charlie's Angels.
Yes, there was. Yeah, I heard bad things.
Yeah. The Fly 2 is decent. Didn't mind that movie. Yeah, it's one of those you don't mind, but it's on a different level to the first Flies because it's more of just a horror film. If you want to pencil, you have to pay for it. Are we that far back? Hang on, I have to crack through these. An hour behind. Guess what film is showing at the cinema in 1985? Just remember the title of the film. I didn't notice it until after 40 watches the film. Yeah, there's so much to pick up. Is it the porno? Best thing Crispin's done is the dance in Friday the 13th Part 4. Yes, you can't get away from that.
Wow, I didn't know he was in that movie. Okay.
Oh yeah, I won't spoil any more, but you watch Friday the 13th. You don't have to watch any of the others,
right?
If you don't want to. But yeah, he's in. He's got a very good part.
I definitely want to watch them. So I'll keep an eye out for the dance.
Yeah, exactly. Now, the tape Marty puts in his tape recorder says Edward Van Halen on it.
Yeah.
Eddie Van Halen did do the guitar playing for the music in this bit, but it was uncredited because for legal reasons or something, he couldn't do it. But then they couldn't use his name, so they had to use his real Edward Van Halen. So it wasn't actually him, but people could, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's like a last minute licensing thing, I think.
Yeah, as usual.
Same for Johnny B. Good as well.
Yes. James Tolkien, of course, he's in Masters of the Universe as well, isn't he? Bless him.
Top Gun as well.
Oh, Top Gun, yeah. You two jokers are going to Top Gun.
Hey, Direction. How you doing?
I don't think I've been called that before. Thomas Wilson's under it, yes. He's one of the best villains of all time. He should get more recognition, 100%.
I agree. Very iconic villain.
Yeah. It's my channel. I'm in charge of this one.
Right.
I can put him. He's just joyriding on the back of my stream. My favorite movie of all time. Yes, I think we're going to hear that a lot. Hello. Yes, American. Oh, it is. Yeah, there you go. Who's in this film? Yeah, George Buckflower. I still haven't seen any of his old films, but he is very much in any film in the 80s. If you ever heard the song "Stop Making Me Ask the Questions" from Thomas Wilson, it's a stroke of genius. No, I did not know he was a musician.
Yeah, he did a song once done over as like a Comic-Con panel or just like a stand-up show he did, and like it's questions being like, what's Michael like, what's Christopher like, and stuff. And he answers them all in like a minute song or so. Pretty good.
That's nice. I bet he gets. I think he has a card cards he carries around with him, and if someone stops him and to ask a question, he says, just read this from the card. This is the usual questions I get asked.
Right.
Evening, Mike. Lewis is here. Got to see your post regarding the Z Talks. I'm sure you'll be back to normal in no time.
Well, thank you, Lewis. And Z Talks will be back on Thursday.
Oh, here you go.
So just had a week off.
Yes. Yeah,
thank
that's
you,
the best.
Makes no too serious.
Eric, yeah. That's what they said. He wasn't picking up on the comedy. He was just doing it straight. I'm your density. Lee Thompson was a total babe. I had a crush on her as a kid with Princess Leia. Well, it's amazing how many films she's been in. I've been seeing a few of them, like 80s comedy she did before this. And then
Quite a
there's
few.
another one called Casual Sex that was made after. But yeah, there's a few sex comedies she's in.
You know,
And Howard
I
the
know.
Duck.
I know she's directing now though. She's doing Star Trek now, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
That makes sense. Yeah, first crush from Howard the Duck. I guess she's in her underwear line that as well.
I've yet to see Howard the Duck.
Oh, what?
I know. I've heard a lot about it.
Yes.
And I will say I'm intrigued.
I bet.
Yeah.
Good. I've loved Back in Time, Mrs. Sandman, Earth Angel, and Johnny Be Good. Yeah, that is true. There's a lot of great songs.
Yeah, Leah Thompson's done 2 episodes of Star Trek Picard.
Ah. Nice.
I think she's been directing on some movies as well, if I'm not mistaken.
I think I remember something of hers coming out. Do you know what this means? It means this damn thing doesn't work. Well, there is a bit of there's a million continuity errors in this, but this bit where he knocks the guy and woman down, they're lying on the floor. The guy gets up, and then the next minute cuts to the wide shot, and they're still lying on the floor. But there's a million of these things. Now, they were going to kill him, weren't they? They were going to plow him into a back and crush him.
I mean, either that or just break his legs and he's really
roll him over. And then Goldie. Woo! Yeah, there he is. There's a guy in a big raincoat, dark raincoat, and a hat that you see a lot in the round when they're filming square scenes. Apparently, you see a lot of people walking around in the background, and they're always in the scenes later on. Oh shoot! Jumped again. Hang on.
Oh, no worries.
Where am I get to? Leah Thompson, the babe. Yeah. Yeah, there is nothing like a dirty duck with a cigar. What else would a woman want?
Right.
But yeah, that's definitely a watch you should do.
I will.
Just for the weirdness value of it.
Everyone watch it.
It's one of the first Marvel films.
It was, yes.
I guess Red Sonja was, but the comics weren't Marvel yet or something, I think. I can't remember now. Yes, there you go. That's a good point. It didn't win anything. Was it? Who was nominated? If anyone. Because we did music.
I know Jason's like really clued up on Oscars, so
yes,
don't know if I got nominated for every one of those.
Very good. Let's see. No nominations in actors or supporting actors. Witness. No. Color Purple was all over the place. So was Out of Africa. Out of Africa's in every section. It's not a documentary. Yeah, not even editing. Makeup. Mask 1. Oh, that's with Eric Stoltz.
It is.
So the only nomination so far is Best Original Song for. Oh, Back to the Future sound. It got nominated for sound. Sound effects editing. It won. It didn't get nominated for visual effects, but Cocoon did. Oh, Cocoon won.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
expecting
that. Oh, it was a nomination for Best Writing. Witness won. And that was it. Yeah, that's a shame.
Definitely.
Forgive the scale model.
Yeah.
I love it's got the wristwatch.
The crudity of the model, isn't it?
Yeah, the wristwatch has got the time of 10:04 on it.
Right.
The Telltale game was awesome. Mike would be first in line for a Back to the Future video game, yes.
Thank you. I would be. And also in this scene here, where Doc shocked when it goes on fire, in the background there is a saxophone, which is called, of course, Marvin Berry.
It's all the subtle looks that Christopher Lloyd does, just with no lines or anything. Like this look when he walks past her, behind her, when
Right.
Marty's talking about the look he's giving. It's like
They have one scene together and they don't even talk to each other.
that is true, isn't it?
Crazy.
Yeah. I think his goggles move around as well, continuity-wise. Heaven is.
Sorry, they say hi to each other. That's it.
Yeah, and then
The
walks away. This is my
dog,
my uncle.
Yeah, I knew Eric Clapton's song was somewhere. I couldn't remember where though. So thank you, Bob.
Thank you, Bob. Yes, always useful for information, just like Dr. Impossible and Jason. I clicked it. Open. There we go. Right. Bruce Bolton was Silverado. Then came his magnum opus, Young Sherlock Holmes, probably his finest film score. I do like that film, and classical music on that one. But yeah, Young Sherlock Holmes had one of the first CGI characters, and the the church glass window comes to life as a knight in 2 dimensions. Okay. And then what did I say? One Cocoon one was for special effects. Apart from, I guess it's aliens flying around and lit up, and I guess Explorers is a great movie. Yes, there you go.
Go check it out in that science project.
Yeah, it's a long list tonight. Now the duck. So Biff goes from trying to rape Ryan to washing their cars. That's a good point. They kept him around. George says, Biff, what a character. So yeah, this scene, Marty's. I've always wondered what Marty's carrying. It's a punching bag, because there was another scene they just filmed where he's teaching him how to box. But his dad has no use of it.
Nah. So I know there's one part in this scene. I think it's very soon after hanging up the clothes, where George has stood still and had to literally draw a square on the ground from the stain because he kept wandering out of the shot all the time.
Yes.
When I was saying about directing them, I think it's this scene here.
Yeah.
He has to stay still in the box.
He likes to improv. Let's have a look. Yeah.
Because from what I've heard is Marty would be talking to him, Michael J. Fox, of course, would be talking to him, and then as Michael J. Fox talking to him, Crispin would just be going that way.
Yeah.
And even that scene when they go into the Cafe 80s, when George opens the door when he's going to tell Lorraine his density, Michael J. Fox had to open the door because Crispin wouldn't, because he's like, my character wouldn't open the door. So Michael J. Fox had to open it and kicked him up the bum basically to get in, and he did, which is great. It's great moments.
Yeah. So the one of the scenes with the boxing scene was I don't know if it's Crispin Glover, but he's left-handed, and then apparently children in the 50s were still taught to write with their right hand, even if they were left-handed. So that's why his scribblings are all weird, apparently. I don't know how true that is or anything, but that's why he was no good at boxing, because he was using the lesser hand. So yeah.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if that's true, because I don't know if you've ever seen his autograph.
No.
But so I've seen a couple of pictures of his autograph anyway, and it's like a 7-year-old writing. Even now, and him as an adult, however old he is, so might be true.
Yeah.
But he's so against Back to the Future completely.
Yes.
It's a shame.
It's a shame because he's one of the main bits of it.
I think all of this back stuff with Bob Gale that Bob was actually mentioned as well.
Yeah, I guess we got 2 people that don't get on.
Yeah, he refused to acknowledge it because he's openly came out because I can't remember the interview he did. I think it was last year or the year before. It was on YouTube anyway.
Okay.
And he was saying about he could go to all these Comic Cons. He knows he could go to cons and people would go out and meet him and stuff, which is true.
Yeah.
But he's like, he just won't tarnish his name of what they did with Back to the Future 2. Free.
That's a shame.
I would love to meet him.
River's Edge. I can't remember if I've seen that, but it would have been a long time ago. So yeah. But now, allegedly, Doc doesn't have a permit for the weather, but he does have some money that will make the policeman go away.
Bribes them.
Pretty much. Michael is very busy shooting Family Ties and Back to the Future each day. He only got about 2 hours sleep. Yeah, he was. That's... yeah, I don't know how, because he does look tired in some scenes, but you think it's part of the character because
it does it so well. Yeah,
I just noticed
well, there was parts where he would even be on set drunk. He'd still be drunk from like partying. Of course, like filming these two, be partying sometimes with Kiefer Sutherland, and he'd come into set drunk and he'd be like, "I don't even know my line," which is great.
Yeah, Crispin Glover's doing a very good dance here, but yeah, once you've seen the Friday the 13th one, you'll realize.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch that movie now. I need to see that dance.
It's less than an hour and a half, so you should be all right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just noticed the speakers on stage are on top of Pepsi Cola boxes, just to get more in. Bob Girl wrote a wonderful story about our four Spielberg's amazing stories called "Go to the Head of the Class" with Christopher Lloyd and Zemeckis directs.
Oh, okay.
The only amazing story I remember, I haven't seen them since they were on telly back in the late 80s, was I think it's one with Kevin Costner, and they're World War II pilots in a bomber, and they're coming back for their last run or something, and they got no landing wheels, and some weird fantasy thing that one of the guys drawing a picture inside the plane starts drawing animated wheels, and then it's able to land like Roger Rabbit style, where it's got cartoon wheels. But that's all I remember. I haven't seen it since, but it might be a fever dream. Who knows? Yes, The Color Purple nominated for 10 Oscars and didn't win any. Yes, that's one of the Spielberg's big losses, making the most Oscar-nominated film without a win. The musical is coming out this year and has lots of Oscar buzz. Yeah, I don't know how that works. It's I don't think I've ever seen it all the way through The Color Purple, but it's not a happy film as far as I know.
No, that's what I've heard. Definitely want to check it out before the new one, though. The remake, retelling, whatever.
Out of Africa wins Best Picture. I doubt you can find many people that have either seen that movie or heard it. Yeah, I only heard of it or know of it because it came out when I was around.
Let me have a look.
Out of Africa, yeah, certainly deserved those wins. John Barry's score. I got the score to it.
Wow. Oh, I've seen a poster of this movie before.
Nah, I think it's so like a 3-hour film, but it was filmed in Africa. But it looks gorgeous, but
I like Robert Redford.
Yeah, Robert Redford and Meryl Streep. So it's got some
great cast there alone.
Lorraine's coming on strong.
Oh, just a tad.
There's not many that would push away apart from her son.
Nah.
But it's good how they say, she's gone off the ball because it's a weird kiss. $300 of damage to his car.
Oh, with the manure, yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's a lot. Where's my calculator? $300 in 1955. £3,500 of damage.
Wow.
Well, dollars, sorry.
Oh, wow.
Still, it's about the same these days.
True.
Oh, hang on, we've got racist line coming up.
Oh yes, we do. Yeah.
Not the worst one, but
just thinking, what part do you mean? But yes, I know.
But Reefer Addicts is the other one. Out of bounds, no parking, and they got their car right outside. And there's a bottle of Pepsi or a can of Pepsi in the back window. And there we go. I love that. Marty sees her cleavage. Yes.
It's not exactly hidden, so
no. So yeah, George is late, and then how long would Marty had to hold off? Hey, you.
Hey, you, get your damn hands off her.
Oh,
Such an iconic line.
yeah. Help me, George, please. And he walks away. One of the other things people mentioned is the photograph where they're slowly fading out of existence. Because some people said, wow, the photo would cease to exist, and then why would there be a photo of an empty well in the back garden? And but it's just to show the timeline, isn't it? Really?
Right. It's effective though.
Yeah, it works. You see, they're fading quicker the later it is.
The thing is, whenever you see any time travel movie, even if it's the one that comes out tomorrow, really,
Yeah.
in a couple of years you're gonna be like, wow, that's not right. That's the inaccuracy there, So you're gonna get it.
Well, that is the other thing, Bob. How does she know what it's like to kiss her brother like that?
That's a good point.
I guess it's just a feeling we're going rather. She knows what, or kissing on the cheek or something, rather than
I'm guessing so. I mean, unless we don't know something that didn't tell us.
Cup hold of this, you bastard. Now, one of the original ideas for the story was after this, when Marty goes back to the future, his dad is a famous boxer, but of course, after winning this fight.
Glad they didn't do that.
Very much so.
Especially as George is not a boxing shape, really.
No. No. Turn it into a Rocky
It's
film.
a great scene.
Yeah. And then she's... Well, is it? Because she just goes for the first guy that gets her attention, doesn't she?
Well, it's always hinted, even though she's obsessed with Calvin, like that she still likes George because she's like, oh, he's kind of cute and all. I think she says at one point.
Yeah.
I like the scene in number 2 when they kind of go back to this moment and they're like, I think that guy stole his wallet.
Yeah, you think it gets too many mentions, but yeah, it's just about right, I think.
Right.
You gotta go and play, you gotta finish the dance. Look, Marvin, you gotta play.
I would love to know how far that clock tower, the Hill Valley Square, is far from the school. Because at that point it was like 9:30 at night. So I mean, he's got like what 34 minutes. So I mean, he's got to play the song. He's got to, kind of.
I guess. Yeah,
them get on stage, get the guitar, drive back to dock, then drive back to the line. I don't know. It's interesting.
Yeah, you never get you never have any idea of where things are.
Yeah,
physically, do you? They just go from one place to another, and you assume it's close.
Yeah.
If it's a big town, like you say.
Right.
Oh, just Earth Angel. There you go. Jason knows. I think he stole it. He stole his wallet.
He probably had one line, and then they're like, and he stretched out to 3. It's great.
Yeah, the hand in front of the face is a bit ropey, but
it is
position-wise as well, I guess. But it's very difficult effect to pull off back then. When it's supposed, if it was just there and stayed there, but because it fades as well, I guess it's tricky.
I think even now, though, I think that even something like that would be tricky to pull off CG-wise.
Yeah, I guess to have a real-looking hand, because that one looks plasticky. You know, it probably is a real hand.
Yeah, you're right.
He stands up. I guess that's a shot in reverse, it looks like. What do you make of the whole Marvin Berry and calling his brother Chuck?
Oh, you know that new sound you've been looking for?
The trouble is, he's using a 50s telephone to make him hear it, and then by the time he's in the distance, and then by the time he's listening, he's gone on to the crazy guitaring, so he doesn't really actually hear the song as he would have played it.
The thing is, the crazy guitar, and it's not even bad. So I'm just like, why are they all freaking out for?
Well, yeah, it's quite, well, I guess it's the 50s, but
Yeah.
when he's doing Metallica and AC/DC. Hang on, I got to grab something. Where is it? Jam.
I've got no
all right, listen
guitar,
up. This is
Gareth,
Blues Riff for
sorry.
me. Wait for me for the changes and try to keep up. Okay. Ding, 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 ding. We can have at least 9 seconds. There we go. That's what you're having. Ding, ding, ding. Here we go. Where's that? We're down in Louisiana, down in New Orleans. We're back up in the woods among the evergreens. Stood a log cabin made of earth and wood. We'll live the country boy named Johnny Be Good.
Go, go.
Never ever learned to read or write so well, but he could play the guitar just like he's ringing a bell. Go, go.
Go, go.
Go, Johnny. Go,
Johnny,
go,
go.
And then it carries on from there.
At least you had a guitar, though, to go with it.
It's a horrible thing to do. And then, how do these kids always know this choreographed dancing and
right
and underwear?
That's one thing I've always thought about movies, right? They do the choreography, and then even like George and Lorraine and stuff like that. And I'm just like, how do they know how each other dance?
Like if I went to a dance with my wife, we wouldn't have a routine set up.
Right.
Marvin Berry. No, so yeah, he's gone straight to the AC/DC was it dance, and then.
Well, you know this scene where like he obviously rings him and he's like, that new sound and stuff. So Chuck Berry's obviously listening, whatever.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's at any point Chuck was like, "Oh yeah, this kid sounds great," and of course Marty goes back to his present time, and then in that past timeline, like Marvin's like, "Where'd that kid ever go?"
Yes.
Never to be seen again.
He could have made a fortune.
Right. I know it's not Michael J. Fox who.
No, that's a good. I was going. Yeah, who sings, isn't it? He's credited as Marty McFly in the credits, but it's someone else, and he's not playing the guitar either. It's the guy that taught him how to play the guitar, or make it look like he's playing the guitar.
Yeah, he just did Biff with that ginger kid he's scared of.
Just at Biff.
That's a good point.
Yeah. Hey, Sean. No worries.
Hey, man. How you doing?
Well, the best version of Earth Angel I know. Yeah, they are good singers. And then, but your kids are going to love it. It's not a lot of memes. Just found out Bloodsport 4K coming to UK in August. Nice.
I saw that today. I think it's on Zavi pre-order, if I'm not mistaken.
Ah, nice. Oh, yeah. He goes to punch his mum. Just that old thing they Americans do. There you go. The Mission with Kevin Costner was directed by Spielberg. It was the pilot episode. Thank you, Osh Impossible. I need to watch that again. How much of that Michael J. Fox actually play on guitar? None, I believe.
and he knows guitar. Like he's done live, I think at his Michael J. Fox Foundation annual galas events.
He definitely plays. But I don't know why they didn't have him. Yeah. Well, I guess he can't sing either. Maybe it's just easier to do that because of all the acting you have to do around it.
Right.
Oh, he's seen him play a Coldplay accent.
It did, yeah. Coldplay brought him on, actually, yeah. Which is cool.
Yeah, so yeah, he's been playing before this film as well, but I guess.
As you mentioned, I think especially at that point, it didn't worry more bothered about him getting the Johnny B. Good sequence right. To be fair, it's a big scene.
Yeah, if you've got to play guitar and concentrate on everything else going on, or you can just mime it, which is probably easier. And damn, where's that kid?
Yeah.
Right. You're late. Do you have no concept of time?
And I love how he had to go get changed into his outfit as well.
Yeah.
He couldn't stay in the suit.
Yeah, and then Doc realizes something's changed. Never.
Yeah, it's like Marty, you can't time travel in a suit.
There's maybe he likes part 3 more than part 2. That is very common now, actually.
It's not controversial at all, Sean. I would say the same as you.
I think so. I used to love 2 more than 3, and then watching it last year, I think I prefer 3. It's a better story, I think.
Yeah, especially as you get older, I think you appreciate it more.
Yeah. Yeah, he does really play the guitar. He does play a lot of it, but maybe because they have to have it timed, don't they? So maybe they have playback, don't they? So he just has to pretend. Because if he's playing it for real, it'll be out of sync. But yeah, he's got this alarm clock. But I guess they didn't have digital clocks to be specific.
Nah.
Michael J. Fox can play. He was in Rock and Roll with Joan Jett called Light of Day. Of course he was.
He was, yeah, and they're still close friends.
Ah, that's nice.
The movie's not great though. Don't get me wrong, there's part of it that's all right, but
yeah,
overall,
what was that summer camp one he did? I saw last year.
Poison Ivy. Was it or High School USA?
That's it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, because he's advertised as him in it, but he's not in it that much. But here's the best thing about it.
Right. Right. Yeah, going through his filmography. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Bright Lights Big. Was it Bright Lights Big City, where it's a bit more adult?
I really like that movie.
Yeah, it's a definite change of pace, but more akin to what happened in his real life back then.
Right.
The parties. Right. Yes, Dean Cundy. I forgot to mention Dean Cundy did this. Yeah.
Right.
The guy that did the thing in Halloween '78.
Impressive resume.
Yeah, he's got some bad ones on there, but I'm sure the film looks good.
Right. Right.
Oh, here we go. Thunderclapping.
I mean, even the scene with the thunder and stuff, though, it's so well done.
It is, isn't it?
I think it helps with the darkness of the night, though, like blends in those effects.
So yeah, the tree falls down, takes out the power line, but Marty doesn't take the branch off the power line that's resting on while he's waiting for Doc to climb up.
Nah, Marty's like, I got better things to do.
Yeah, I'll wait. And the other thing is, there's 2 doors either side of the clock tower, and Doc goes for the one furthest away from where the wire is hanging. I'm sure it's just locked.
He's like, I've got plenty of time.
Yeah, I got it. It'll be fine. The bit where Marty hugs Doc just then. Yeah, that was nice. See you in about 30 years.
Great team. Yeah.
Duck, come in, Duck.
Let's take them out. Only had 30 years.
Yeah. I guess it's not shredded, so it's something, and it's not mixed with it. Well, does he throw it away or does he put it in his pocket?
He starts ripping it up. I think he rips it in about 4 pieces or something. It up, something like that.
The tree falls.
I think he puts it in his pocket because I think he's about to put it in the trash, but then obviously something happens and then it's in his pocket, I think.
That's what I think. Oh, Nightbot's on patrol. I haven't seen it, not yet. No, I haven't got time. Because it's 2.5 hour films for a start, so I haven't got time. I was setting up my new area on the weekend. Secret of My Success and Doc Hollywood are very good. Yes.
Yep.
Although, and then there was Greedy.
Greedy, yeah, Kirk Douglas, yeah,
because
it's not so bad.
Yeah, Kirk Douglas signed on to do that. He said they asked him, "Kirk, we want you to do a film with Michael," and he thought, "Oh, of course, my son Michael Douglas." But no, it was Michael. Here we go. Yeah, I have to tell you about the future.
Great line.
Piece of cake. You get limited. I think there's rain. Only get limited amount of capitals on my channel. I can't work out how to turn Nightbot off. Yes, there you go. Bright Lights, Big C. There you go.
It was,
Where
yeah.
the nightclub was it in New York? I think.
Yes, yeah. Because they gave him a nickname. I don't know if it's something they call people from New York.
Yeah.
It's not Yappies. No, I can't remember. I can't remember the nickname. I'm sure someone in the comments can probably tell me.
Yuppies.
Yuppies, that's the one.
Yeah,
That was
very
close.
famous in the 80s.
Yeah, that's referenced in there. So yeah,
Yeah.
New York. Great movie though. I think again, it's one of those more rewatches you kind of appreciate, at least for me.
Yeah. Don't expect a fun film like this though.
Casualties of War, The Frighteners, of course. He was all.
Of course.
Yeah,
where's my Frighteners?
He also did a movie with Woody Allen.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if it's called Don't Drink the Water, maybe.
I don't know that one.
Yeah, he also did one called Where the River Flows North, I believe it's called. I haven't seen that one though.
Okay. I've mixed all my tapes up since I moved them. But yeah.
It's all good.
Yeah. Oh, The Concierge. Yes, the Love of Money.
Concierge for Love of Money, yeah.
But
Yeah, it was alright. It had potential.
I hadn't seen it since it came out. But it's called what's the lovely lady in that?
I can't remember her name, but lovely lady. Yeah.
Frighteners. Yeah, that's a good one.
One doesn't get talked about very often, to be honest, The Frighteners.
Especially when it's from the director of Lord of the Rings.
Right. Danny Elfman's score as well.
Of course, yeah.
Producer or executive producer Zemeckis as well.
Yes, of course it is, isn't it? Because it was going to be a Tales of the Crypt film, but it was too good.
So the issue with The Frighteners, for people who don't know, I know I mentioned this in my review for it at the time, is so The Frighteners originally was actually going to be a movie released around Halloween time of that year. And I think if it was released at around Halloween time, I think it probably would have been a big movie.
Yeah.
And I think it probably would have been a lot more memorable and a lot more people would know about that movie.
But
I remember when the movie was nearly done or actually completed or nearly done, it was one to do. They showed it for Universal and the Universal execs were like, wow, this is great. Like they really liked it, which is awesome. But they're like, oh, let's bump this up to a summer blockbuster. And the film flopped for that reason,
Yeah.
Definitely not a summer blockbuster.
No. It was, I saw it in the cinema, which is probably Christmas or January by the time it came out,
Oh, wow.
There it is. Peter Jackson's The Frighteners. Although
nice.
It used to have a lenticular cover in the cinema. So that was good.
Nice. I don't know if mine does, actually. Hold on.
There you go. It wouldn't surprise me if the DVD released it.
No, mine doesn't. I've got the Blu-ray one.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good one.
Got that, and then...
yes, the house. Nice.
See, I got this CX a little while ago. If anyone interested, I think it was like £6 or £8 Blu-ray.
Nice, worth it.
Oh, definitely. Very cool, very unique. I think it's getting a 4K release, though, if I'm not mistaken. I might already have
that would make sense because hopefully the effects, because it's got a lot of CGI, but they work. Here's Marty. He's made it. He's done. That shot always gets me there. Because now I see this, I keep expecting Marty to come running in the background and duck, and then he falls over.
Right.
Yeah.
Have you seen the movie called The Hard Way?
Yes, I do like that one.
I like
James
that one
Woods
as well.
And he's a cop.
Yeah, actually,
Michael J. Fox has pretended to be a cop.
HMV have it pretty cheap. I think had like £7 on sale. I think.
Yeah.
Buy anything. Steelbook as well.
Got the bad guy from Avatar in it. What's his name?
Yeah. Oh, yep. Stephen
Lang.
Stephen Lang. That's the one.
Yeah. Oh, this
got bright blonde hair in that though.
Yeah. They show the clock tower, and then suddenly there's a light on it, and then the helicopter zooms, and you think, "Oh, what's going on?" But
this is the part where Eric Clapton's song is. When he comes back, and then he says, "Red on the bench" is mentioned before, I think by Bob, if I'm not mistaken. I might be wrong. Yeah, that's it there.
There it is.
That's the song. I say.
Yeah, I can hear.
Very
it
brief. very brief, but
Yeah,
it's
blurry.
good song actually.
Ah.
That's the one, Gareth. If you're interested at any point, or anyone watching,
There it is.
it's a Japanese cover as well, which is quite nice.
Yeah, that's a nice one. I have to check that out.
So it was like £7, I think it cost me, which is not bad, brand new.
That isn't bad.
No, Blu-ray steelbook. Plus, you get like the Japanese poster as well, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. Now that she's had a 10th massive flop in a row. Will they get rid of Kathleen Kennedy? She's either got dirt on someone, or if you look at any Spielberg film of she's on this one. Kathleen Kennedy. She was executive producer with Frank Marshall, who did second unit directing on this. But yeah, she was on every 80s big film with Spielberg and 90s as well. And then you think she would have learned something about what public want, but obviously not.
No.
But if Disney loses any more money, there won't be a Disney, I think, the way they're going. No. I said, Paul Schrader did Light of Day.
Did.
Brother, yeah, that makes it. I think
it had potential. I rewatched it. I think last year it was when I covered that movie on my channel. I'd be wrong.
Yeah,
it had potential.
Yeah, although doesn't sound like the film Paul Schrader would do, because he did the sort of dark stuff like Taxi Driver and stuff like that.
Yeah, he did.
High School USA was actually a pilot, but the series didn't get made. Probably for the best.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I did not know that.
No, did I?
But Gabrielle Anwar, thank you, Bob. It's easier when you're not on camera.
True.
Although she was in Body Snatchers in the 90s as well.
Oh, wow, okay.
There it is.
Well, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, I saw it and I was like, I definitely want that on Blu-ray.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, there it is.
Oh, that's cool art.
Yeah, pretty good. Is that her? Yeah, Gabrielle Anwar. I think she's nude in it, if anyone's of interest.
Oh, fair enough.
Oh, the Steelbook. There you go. Yeah,
that's on the list.
It's a remake of Invasion of the Body Snatchers. So
I get you.
In a different situation, like each version is. But like director did that film. Oh, Perfect. Yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis is in a film with Perfect called Perfect with Travolta. Ooh. And then like the only scene I remember is them as a fitness aerobics classes they're doing.
Okay.
Christopher Lloyd Pierce. Oh yeah, A Million Ways to Die as Doc Brown.
I've seen this scene, but I've not seen the movie because I heard it was bad.
Yeah, it's bad. He was the best. The cameos are the best thing about it.
Right.
Yes, Doc Brown turned into Judge Doom. Yeah, because he can do something fun and light as Doc Brown, and then suddenly he's Judge Doom in Roger Rabbit killing.
He did, yeah. Great movie.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't know it was him.
I only watched Roger Rabbit actually this year for the first time. At least I've watched it though.
That's good. It's on the list you've done.
Yeah, true. Take that off the list.
Yeah. Is there a 4K of that yet, or is it
coming? Yes, there is. There is. The 4K was on Disney. That I watched, and it looks actually really good, to be honest.
Oh, did it? I was going to wonder because I guess it's only animation, so it should hold up on film. So yeah,
a lot of it does. There's odd shots, of course, but that's pretty expected, to be honest. Now, same for Back to the Future again, like the fire scene on his legs and stuff, So
yeah, I guess because there's a bit here where Doc goes down, turns around, launches off down the road at 88, and goes to the future.
Right.
But at the end of the film, he says, does he say turn around? You don't have enough road.
Oh yeah.
But then he does turn around.
We don't have enough road.
And then drive off, but yeah.
Roads. We don't do any roads.
I wonder if Michael J. Fox actually fell asleep on that bed for real.
Probably.
He's so tired.
Probably fell asleep. Yeah. They were like, oh, cut. And he's like, oh, great, I can go to sleep.
Set up the scene. I'll be right here if you need me.
Right.
But apparently, every room has changed apart from the kitchen. the kitchen is exactly the same in both versions of 85.
Right.
But I couldn't tell you if it's true or not. I wasn't paying attention. They've got a piano now.
They do, Jason. Yeah. I've seen a couple of photos of that.
Oh yes.
Very cool. I don't know if that's same mall or it might be a different one. I'd like to say it's that one anyway. Actually, have I think that sign, the Twin Pines one. Actually, have that. It's on display. Like I think it's called one of the entrances. If I'm not mistaken.
Nice. I think I remember. Well, I said that a load of people were waiting there on was it November or October 2015 for Marty to appear, and he didn't.
He's got better things to do.
Yeah. Indy 5 is bombing. As good or bad as it is not going to see because it was it.
It's a shame.
3 years and $300 million to make, and they made something no one wants to watch.
It's a shame, like that. Even like the Flash, I know it's not the greatest. We both said we enjoy it, but it's just a shame that people are just like, nah, I'm not even going to bother. Especially with Indy as well.
If you're trusting internet reviewers.
Hey, I still said I actually gave Indy, I think, 3.5 out of 5. Actually,
yeah, it wasn't bad.
I actually enjoyed it. Yeah, I just took it for what it was. I didn't think, it's going to be not as good as the other 3, because then you're going to think the movie's terrible.
Other 4.
Well, yeah.
No one mentions the 4th one.
No,
now, Biff, don't con me. Comedy gold, Biff. Tried to rape my wife. Lady man. Watch one for perfect. It's gonna be perving of. What's the name? Jamie Lee Curtis bending over in tight shorts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, in 80s Jamie Lee Curtis.
Oh, okay.
That's another one for your list.
Thank you.
Yes, Sin City 2 not as good as Part 1. Yeah, that is true.
Haven't seen them, but I've always been intrigued to watch the first
one. The first
one
is a great film. It takes a few minutes to get used to it because it's in black and white and comic book style, and there's splashes of color when it's needed. But yeah, that one's good. But yeah, I can't remember much about the second one, but not much happens.
I remember the second one being in the cinema at the time, though, and I think it bombed. I might be wrong.
It did, yeah. It was many years after the first, which didn't help.
It was, yeah.
So yeah, there's Jennifer's BMW, and then it disappears apparently. So yeah, and those gold silver glasses Doc's wearing, the actor couldn't see through them, so you can see when he's apprehensive when he runs up to Marty.
Yeah.
Mr. Fusion.
Mr. Fusion takes anything.
That's a lot better.
I love how it literally takes anything, even though it's just banana peels. It's like, yeah, that'll work.
Yeah, I guess it's matter.
Right.
But we'll see, because the VHS is the original 88 release, and I'm watching the Blu-ray here. Now, one of them is supposed to have the to be continued on.
Yes, because it wasn't originally on.
Yeah, because
at least not in the cinemas back then. It wasn't.
Yeah, the theatrical didn't have to be continued, but it was on the home releases.
It was, yeah, because that's when I think people found out it was going to be a second.
2002, they took it off.
Oh, really? I'm pretty sure it's on the Blu-ray.
Yeah, there it is. It's on there.
Oh, there it is, yeah.
And yeah, it goes straight to credits on my Blu-ray.
It does. We were talking before about this being the 2-hour movie, and that just flew over.
Yeah, well, we're done already.
Wow.
Weird. Class of 84.
So, that is one of the few I have on physical media.
Ah, there it is.
I will just say this: if anyone has not seen this movie, check it out. Very rough watch, I would say, but very good movie.
Yeah,
if you can handle that.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not a conventional movie. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, it's not. That's the best way. It is a classic. Yeah, Class of 84 is a classic. Yeah. John Badham directs a nice little thriller. Yes, Nick of Time. That was a good one. Christopher Walken and Johnny Depp. It's a 90-minute film set in real time where Christopher Walken kidnaps Johnny Depp's daughter. So Johnny Depp has to kill a senator.
I've seen this movie, actually.
Yeah.
It's been a very long time since I've seen it, but from what I do remember of it, I think I remember actually being a really good movie.
Yeah. Then we got credits listed: DeLorean time travel consultant Ron Cobb. I don't know what that. Maybe it's the guy that put all the LEDs in and the lights. But it's got about 12 sound editors. Oh, Class of '99 is good too. I always get confused with it.
It's on my list.
Yeah, there's Class of Nukem High, the Troma film. I was confused that with it.
The 99's a sequel, I believe.
Yeah.
Might be mistaken.
I haven't seen McBain for a very long time. No. I don't remember it being very exciting.
Very true.
He's not as old as me, so I'll let him off. Oh.
Jim, where have you been?
Yeah, Jim. 2 hours ago we started.
Really?
To the end credit, where second unit director was Frank Marshall. Didn't he do Arachnophobia?
I know he's been part of quite a lot as far as I'm aware.
Yeah. Christine.
Very big name.
Yeah. Typical Jim.
Right. I mean, Gareth, how long have you had this on your channel waiting to go?
There's a bit of a delayed notification. Michael with a tash is a bit suspect in the hard way. And his contact lenses that fall out.
Right.
Yeah, there's only about 8 stunt people on this film, so that's not bad. I know one of them was the skateboarder. So yeah, we get the songs. I don't know what's playing. Oh, it's there you go. That's all you're getting.
Bring on Back to the Future.
Bring on Back to the Future, right? Well, I got the tapes here. If Mike's got 4 hours to spare this evening,
I've got them. And hey, if you're interested, me and Gary's already done the trilogy watch party as well.
Just happened that I saw the anniversary was coming up, so I thought it'd be a good idea to do this one.
Very valuable. I've enjoyed it once again. It's always fun.
Yeah, even though I saw this yesterday as well, I still enjoyed it again tonight. The characters are fictitious, apparently. Yeah, they took the continued off the Blu-rays. Yeah, I think in the last 20 years.
See, I think it's on the Blu-ray copy I have, at least. Pretty sure it is.
You gotta go watch it again now.
Well, I'm still waiting to kind of crack open the 4K set, to be honest. I know. It's just because like the 4K that I've got in my house is my PlayStation, and it's in my room here, and like basically I'm sat here and the TV's like just there. So for me, it's like for when I watch to watch a movie like that, for me it's a bit too close.
Yeah.
Like video games not too bad, but a movie's too close. I'm waiting for have a bigger space, bigger setup, then I'm gonna crack that open straight away.
Rip that bad wire.
Right.
So there you go. Let's watch part 2. Sorry for Jason. Is it in the afternoon?
Right. Well, I'll tell you what. When is part 2 anniversary, we'll get together again.
I might have missed it.
Well, actually, if this is the 38th anniversary, we might actually.
This is today. So just have a quick look.
Yeah,
so America. November. Oh, a November film. There you go. Well, we can do that in November if you're up for it.
There you go. And then Jim, you've got enough notice to get your ass here for November.
It's only
4K
5 months. There you go.
There
you go. Ooh.
Interesting. It's exclusive steelbook collection, still sealed.
You still got the receipt just in case it doesn't work.
I have, yeah. And that's what it looks like when you open it up, if you can see, with like the DeLorean spread out.
Oh yes, I've seen that poster. That's an awesome poster.
Yeah, like the steelbook's going to be cool.
It's the 4K, then he goes, well, he hasn't opened it to check.
From what I've heard from like reviews online for people who bought it and obviously watched it and opened it and stuff like that, I
Yeah.
think they said the 4K transfer is great.
Hmm.
I think they've said that there's some scenes when we were talking earlier, Gareth, when you mentioned
Yeah.
about like Doc's makeup, like that's a bit more evident that it's you know what I mean, like
yes.
kind of bad,
Can't be,
but
can't be helped, can it?
no, well, that's it. Hi, Stephanie, how you doing?
Hey, welcome. And goodbye, because we're wrapping up. So yes, when are you live next?
Me, I am live on Thursday for Z Talks episode 48. Definitely want to get Gareth on again in the future because I say this because also at the moment I'm going to be doing to episode 50, and I think on 50 Z Talks itself is going on a hiatus for a little bit. But I have got like a stream series planned where I'm going to be doing like individual one-on-one kind of streams. So I definitely want to get you on one of those. Got a really cool idea.
Yeah, no problem.
So I will keep you posted.
That's lovely. So tomorrow I'm on Jay's channel at 9 for an hour.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you, everyone. Tune in.
Yes, thank you. Thanks, Jeff. See, yeah, Jeff and I are doing Cobra Thursday night.
Oh, I like that movie.
Yeah. So we'll see you then. And thanks for Bob and everyone.
Yeah, thank you, everyone.
Mike's going to subscribe. Playing Down Under is going to subscribe to you, not.
Oh, hey, thank you. Well, anyone interested? Just very quick plug, I guess. For anyone interested, today on my channel, I actually did a entire Back to the Future collection that I own. So yeah, if anyone's interested in that video, about 17 minutes, I think it was, trimmed it down from like 55 to 17. So
it's not bad, but yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I want. So
yeah, and I did Gareth Pratt. I actually own a VHS as well. So
yes, that is very impressive. Well, 3 and sealed.
And sealed, yeah.
More than I've got. I did have the chance for a sealed one, but I missed it. But never mind.
I think they go for a lot of money now. I'm not sure.
Yeah, probably they're popular.
If I see a sealed one, though, I'll let you know, and I'll get it and send it your way.
Thank you. All right, thanks for Mike for joining me. Everyone else, until next time. Good night.
See you, everyone.